Mubarak to all our Muslim brothers and sisters in Nigeria and all around the world. I am Jennifer Igwe. The Newsline crew and I are happy to have you join us again for another edition of Newsline. As usual, we have gripping stories. Now, for the Muslim faithful, Eid al-Fitr marks the end of Ramadan, the Muslim holy month of obligatory fasting and other spiritual exercise. It is also a time when Muslims show their gratitude to Allah and reach out to the less privileged and vulnerable in the society. Find out how orphans and victims of insurgency and other less privileged celebrated Salah. Now, still on the celebration, Durbar is an annual event done in grand style with a parade of the emir and dignitaries on beautifully decorated horses, all with cultural ambience. The colorful festival is also to mark the Eid al-Fitr. Stay tuned to savour a variety of flamboyant displays as we bring you sights and sounds of Durbar from Borno and Dutse. Then, brands are putting smiles on the faces of their customers in unique ways. The possibility of becoming a millionaire is high, but with a simple process. Wondering what is involved? I won't let the cat out of the bag, so hold on. You have to hold on for it. And if you are single and searching, the NTA Star Times reality TV show, Mr. Right, is a program you shouldn't miss. Why? What is it all about? Hang on for the juicy info, including updates on other hair-raising and trending stories. The news segment is topmost on the lineup, and my colleague, Elizabeth Omori in Abuja, is ready. Hello, Lizzie.
Hello, Jennifer, and thanks for joining us on the news segment. We begin with the Sudan crisis. Foreign countries are evacuating their nationals from battle-torn Sudan, where deadly fighting rages into a second week between forces loyal to two rival generals. Uche Ugochukwu brings us an update on the crisis.
Heavy fighting broke out on April 15 between forces loyal to Army Chief Abdel Fattah al-Burhan and his deputy-turned-rival Mohamed Daglo, who commands the powerful paramilitary Rapid Support Forces, RSF. The former allies who seized power in a 2021 coup fell out in a bitter power struggle. Sudan's sudden slide into conflict has led to thousands of foreigners, including diplomats and aid workers, being stranded. As the fighting entered its second week, President Joe Biden, in a tweet, said on his orders, the United States military conducted an operation to extract U.S. government personnel from Khartoum in response to the situation in Sudan, and that the U.S. has suspended operations at the embassy in Khartoum. France's foreign ministry said a rapid evacuation operation had begun and that European citizens and those from allied partner countries would also be assisted. The UK, Turkey, Italy, among other countries, have also launched evacuation operations from the Northeast African nation, where the first battle has killed more than 400 people and left thousands wounded. Fighting continued Sunday with automatic gunfire echoing across Khartoum and Sudanese military aircraft roaring overhead. Turkey embassy said on Twitter that rescue operations began at dawn via road from the southern city of Wed Medani, but plans were postponed from one site in Khartoum after explosions near a mosque designated as the assembly area. Meanwhile, Pope Francis, during Mass at St. Peter's Square in Rome, advocated dialogue between warring military factions in Sudan.
I am renewing my call for the violence to stop as quickly as possible and for dialogue to resume.
A near internet outage was reported in Sudan on Sunday as the fighting persisted, despite the announcement of a 72-hour truce by both parties. Uche Ugochukwu, NTA News.
And as countries evacuate their nationals from Sudan, earlier I had a chat with the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Geoffrey Onyama, on windows the Nigerian government is leveraging to evacuate Nigerians in the troubled northeastern African country. Let's take a listen. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you so much. Let's begin with the verification of Nigerians, the situation of Nigerians in the northeastern African country. What exactly can you tell us officially?
First of all, what I can tell you is that we have, according to our embassy there, 5,500 Nigerians, the majority of whom are students, and obviously living in very difficult circumstances in view of the ongoing conflict there between essentially the president and the vice president of the country. One has, a rapid support force, militia group, numbering up to 100,000 people, and the other is the president, and that has the army behind him, and so it's extremely difficult, the situation in which these Nigerians find themselves. So we're working very, very hard round the clock with our embassy in Khartoum to try and evacuate those Nigerians that want to be evacuated, students and also ordinary civilians. The big challenge is to get, first of all, we've arranged with the embassy to have a pickup point where they can, converge. And the big challenge, of course, is to get a safe passage out of Khartoum. So the options that we have at the moment are Cairo, Port Sudan, and one of the borders with Ethiopia. And these are long, and they'll have to go by road because the airports are not really usable at the moment. So that's what we're trying to negotiate, and so we have to also get the approval and support of the government to provide security for any convoy that we set forth. Unlike other countries that have been able to evacuate their diplomats, our challenge, of course, is that yes, we want to evacuate our embassy staff, but we also have a very large number of Nigerians living in Sudan that we also want to evacuate. And we're talking about 5,000, according to our embassy. So this is we've been trying to reach government officials. We've engaged with them. We've told them to give us a safe passage to convey our people. We're still waiting for that approval. We don't want to expose, our citizens to the risk of just conveying them without having that guarantee of a safe passage from the government. So we're still pushing ahead, trying to get this safe corridor and some guarantees from the Sudanese government.
Okay. All right, you talked about evacuation and moving some Nigerians via the road. Let's talk about the protocols before we talk about the safety on the road for these people. What are the protocols like? Because you talked about students, we have traders, we have diplomats in that country that are Nigerians.
Yeah. So, I mean, we want to evacuate, ideally, everybody that wants to leave.
Okay.
Diplomats, ordinary citizens, and students. So that's basically it. And, in terms of the procedures, we've told our embassy, and they've done so, to set up a platform that Nigerians can access and know where to meet and when to meet, a point of evacuation. So that part is more or less within our control. But what is not within our control is the Sudanese government giving us a guarantee, first of all, approval that they can, we can set off.
Now, back home here in Nigeria, most Nigerians have been asking this question. Why did it take the government so much to respond on evacuation?
No, it didn't take us long to respond to evacuation. This is a situation that has been evolving and to a certain extent, fairly unpredictably. So all the countries that have started evacuating, it's been since, yesterday, essentially. So, we've been in touch with our embassy and, have been looking at the situation. And, it was felt that there would quickly be an agreement between the two parties. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. World leaders were, trying to prevail on them to have a ceasefire. There was supposed to be a ceasefire during the Eid, and that did not hold either. So, the possibility of an evacuation has always been there. But of course, the people who are there were also hoping that things would, would resolve themselves fairly quickly.
Okay. Now, some media reports have it that some Nigerians are actually at between the Sudanese and Ethiopian borders. Are we, as well as Chad, are we going to factor them into these evacuation windows?
Well, yes. What we know at the moment is that there were 7 Nigerians who went to the Ethiopian border.
Okay.
And yeah, so I was in touch with the Deputy Prime Minister of Ethiopia because, of course, you might have seen some video, on the social media saying that they were being prevented from crossing into Ethiopia. So I was able to get him, and we were able to, agree that their entry into Ethiopia should be facilitated. And, we agreed on what to do. So the embassy, getting in touch with the Ethiopian embassy in Khartoum and getting the necessary authorization. So that's ongoing. And yeah, those who are going to Chad, certainly we're also going to tell our embassies there. It's one of the what we are doing to be aware that there might be Nigerians coming into those countries and to offer them all the assistance that they might require.
Okay. So let's talk about the welfare of Nigerians in Sudan right now. What is the safety level like for them? They're still in that country.
Yes, I mean, I think it's the same for everybody, including Sudanese. You you have two sides that are shooting at themselves and using heavy weapons, and in some cases we've seen the aircraft being deployed. So we've advised them to stay indoors, and that's what I think everybody is doing from all the other all citizens of other countries. Stay indoors and trying to keep out of the line of fire as best they can while we try to negotiate for their exit. Of course, there's going to be panic and a lot of tension and a lot of stress. And so we are working round the clock to try to really see how we can get them out of there as quickly as possible.
Okay.
And it's proving, as I said, the real challenge is getting the government to commit to providing a safe corridor for them. We've seen with the French, as I mentioned, they started off, maybe they didn't get all the guarantees they needed, and they had to turn back as their convoy came under fire.
Okay. What assurances would you be giving us back home for Nigerians generally?
Well, that the government is doing everything possible, that we're working round the clock. We are working our telephones and really getting in touch with everybody that can be of assistance to try to achieve that objective of getting every Nigerian that wants to leave out of the country, and safely too. We don't want to take any risks to further endanger the lives of our citizens. So to get them out safely.
Okay, this crisis in Sudan isn't painting the African picture correctly. This is going to affect Africa one way or the other. How do we put an end to this crisis as Africans?
When you say we, do you mean Nigeria or you mean we Africans?
Africans
Yeah.
generally.
Well, I've also been in touch with the African. Yes, I've also been in touch with the African Union. As you know, we have our national, who is actually the commissioner for peace, political affairs, and peace and security of the African Union. So directly involved in this, and it's not an easy one. I think what we have to do is to act as one. Africa has to act as one, and the AU has to take the lead to ensure that Africa acts as one if we are to quickly get on top of this situation. Because we now have a situation where there are, insinuations that some countries are backing this side and some countries are backing the other side. And that's absolutely what we cannot and should not have. So, we really have to be speaking as one and acting as one. And I think if we're able to do that with the African Union in the lead, then I think we can quickly get a handle on the situation.
Jeffrey Onyama, Minister of Foreign Affairs, we want to thank you so much for your insight. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're still watching the news on NTA. Time to take a break. The news continues shortly.
Your turn. Now it's your turn. Now it's your turn. Your turn.
With Glow, bonus no dey finish. Buy a Glow SIM and enjoy 10 times airtime bonus on top every recharge, plus double data bonus on all data plans.
Are you a dealer in cars, jewelry, precious metals and stones and luxury goods? Are you into real estate, or are you an estate agent, surveyor, valuer, developer or broker? Are you into the hospitality industry, lottery business, or are you a mortgage broker, tax consultant, or an accountant? Do you have a supermarket, pools betting and consulting, or construction company?
If you have,
go and obtain your certification from the Special Control Unit Against Money Laundering, SCUMOL, and be free to do your business within the ambits of the law. SCUMOL has the responsibility to monitor, supervise, and regulate the activities of designated non-financial business and professions, DNFBPs, across the country. Please note that the SCUMOL certificate is not a guarantee of legitimacy of any business. To register, visit www.scumol.org. For collection of certificate, visit any EFCC office nearest to you. Remember, registration is free.
SCUMOL, securing Nigeria's business environment. This message is from Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC.
Allah, Allah, thank you for this day.
Eid Mubarak. The FCT Internal Revenue Service felicitates with all Muslims on the occasion of Eid al-Fitr celebration. Fasting in the holy month of Ramadan has rekindled your faith and hope for a better society where the rights and obligations of citizens are sacrosanct. May Allah accept all your prayers and acts of worship as we work together to build the FCT of our dreams. Happy Eid al-Fitr celebration to all our esteemed taxpayers in the FCT. This message is from the FCT Internal Revenue Service.
Fighting here and there, we don't want it at all. Killing people today, tomorrow, we don't want it at all. And we don't want separation. You do your own, I do my own. Make you go. Michael, no. We don't want that one. We may quarrel and disagree, but let it be on the table of dialogue. No blood, chaos, war, violence. Let us stand with our nation as one people. And we must also stand for the armed forces. They are our husbands and wives. They are our brothers and sisters. Please support the armed forces, whose lives are always on the front line to protect our nation. Nigeria is your own. Nigeria is mine. Nigeria is our own.
Our uniqueness is in our oneness.
Our oneness is our strength.
Thanks for staying with us. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo is in the United States of America, where he is scheduled to deliver a special lecture at the University of Pennsylvania in Philadelphia. The Vice President was received on arrival at the Philadelphia International Airport by the Nigerian ambassador to the United States, Uzoma Emenike, and the permanent representative of Nigeria to the United Nations, Professor Tijani Mohammed Bande. He is accompanied by the Special Advisor to the President on Economic Matters, Adeyemi Dikpeolu. The Vice President's lecture, slated for Monday, will be themed around climate change and a just transition, and is hosted by the university's Center for Africana Studies. Vice President Osinbajo, a leading voice and strong advocate for a just energy transition for Africa and the developing world, is currently spearheading efforts aimed at creating the African carbon market as one of the pathways of a just and sustainable transition. Now, another 3-floor building under construction at plot 5996 Ladipo Oluwole Street, Apapa, has partially collapsed. The structure was said to have caved in due to distress compounded by thunderstrike from the early morning rainfall in most parts of Lagos metropolis. An official of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps in Ajeromi Felodun, LCDA, Asmiyu Tiamiu, who was amongst the early callers at the scene, said no casualty was recorded, as most of the workers at the site had left for the Salah break. Meanwhile, the Lagos State Building Control Agency says immediately the incident was flagged on its platform, a preliminary report showed that the building owner only obtained provisional development permits for 2 floors as against the 3 floors being constructed, while the developers ignored the stop work and seal up orders of the Lagos State Building Control Agency and continued construction secretly. The agency has, however, ordered the sealing off of the structure pending inquiries into the collapse to unravel details and guide appropriate actions. Following a fatal crash that occurred at World Oil OPEC on the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway Sunday morning, the Corps Marshal Federal Road Safety Corps, Dauda Alibiu, calls on vehicle operators to make routine vehicle maintenance priority to eradicate road mishap resulting from mechanical deficiencies. A statement by the Corps Public Education Officer, Bisi Kasim, notes that the main cause of the crash, which killed 7 people, was brake failure, which resulted to loss of control. Injured persons were rescued to Lagos State Accident and Emergency Center, Old Tollgate, while dead bodies were deposited at Ogun State University Teaching Hospital mortuary in Shagamu, Ogun State. Now to interception, 2 suspects have been nabbed by the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency at the Lagos International Airport for attempting to export 14.4 kilograms of cocaine to Medina and Jeddah in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Preliminary investigation by NTA led to further arrest of a suspect, a managing director of a travel agency who is believed to have recruited one of the suspects to traffic the illicit substance to Jeddah. In the same vein, NDLEA officers also intercepted 2 drug consignments going to United Arab Emirates. Meanwhile, about 1.2 tons of skunk was seized in Kaduna State in the week-long operation carried out by the Anti-Narcotics Agency. Other seizures made include methamphetamine, Colorado, tramadol, and loud, among other illicit substances, in Bayelsa, Edo, Adamawa, and Ondo states, with suspects arrested. The Police Service Commission commiserates with the Inspector General of Police Usman Al-Khalibaba on the gruesome murder of 5 police officers on duty at Okpala Junction in Imo State. The Commission, in a statement, says it is deeply pained by the circumstances leading to the unprovoked murder of the police officers who were on duty to protect lives and property in the area. The Commission also condoles with the bereaved families and pray God to comfort them at this trying time. Meanwhile, the Commission is encouraging the Nigeria Police Force to reenact its fighting spirit to apprehend the deviants and ensure that they are brought to justice. And that's the news segment. Jennifer is set to dish out interesting stories because our social diary is sizzling. Jennifer?
Thank you, Elizabeth, for giving us the news. Now to Newsline proper. For 1 month, Ramadan provided Muslims an opportunity for spiritual rebirth. Millions of faithful, in obedience to Allah, complied with the obligatory Ramadan fast, self-discipline, humility, and generosity, among other virtues that are expected to continue even after the holy month. In this report, Jewel Pukbola takes a look at the gains of the 30 days of prayers and supplication to Allah and the respite of its completion.
Climax of the holy month of Ramadan, and attention shifted to the Eid ground for prayers and supplications to Allah.
Allahu Akbar, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen.
The elegantly dressed worshippers trudged the Eid ground in various colorful attires, all showing gratitude to Allah for the completion of the spiritual rejuvenation. It is not out of place to take selfies to document the occasion, which provided an opportunity for some old friends to meet. Works and Housing Minister Babatunde Fashola and Lagos State Deputy Governor Obafemi Hamzat were among dignitaries at the Dodan Barracks Eid ground for the 2 rakat prayers. Even as they celebrate the joy of the festive season, clerics and faithful say a true Muslim must nurture the desire to see the month of Ramadan and its full essence, especially in view of its potential to make the world a better place to live in.
One thing is important in life is about sustainability. For us to be able to sustain the tempo of sincerity, dedication, fairness, and being partial to Almighty Allah, which is the hallmark of anything that we do. Anything that we involve in all our human endeavor, we should have the piety of Allah.
The only month, apart from being a period of sober reflection and equality for all, it was a period many lives were impacted in compliance with Allah's injunction.
All the pillars of Islam, all that is embedded in the month of Ramadan. We wake up for Tahajjud, special prayer, we pray in the night, we give charity. So that should continue.
Some faithful say they have been able to jettison some unwholesome habits during the holy months and intend to remain resolute in their rededication to Allah.
Over 2 years now, I've stopped drinking beer, and up to now, I just stopped entirely on my own volition that I will not drink beer again.
I feel so refreshed, new, like a new baby, because I feel like Almighty Allah has accepted my prayers. So I tried to read the Quran, I gave alms a lot. In fact, I did a lot, and I hope that Allah will accept it as an act of ibadah and give me the strength and ability to continue doing it.
As more Muslims appreciate the significance of Ramadan, they are hopeful that its blessings will also impact on the nation.
Hope that all the spiritual benefits and virtues will continue in our nation, because it's very crucial. Excitement by people over peace taking root in Borno has continued from return of the internally displaced persons and refugees to their ancestral homes, other post-insurgency recovery programs, revival of commerce, to the return of cultural activities. Well, as part of activities marking the end of Ramadan and commencement of Salah festivities, the Shehu of Borno, Abubakar Umar Garbai Al-Amin El-Kanemi, not only organized a mini Doba, but took the lead on horseback to the admiration of Vice President-elect Kashim Shettima. Mohammed Goni takes it up from here.
Borno has been known for Durbar, displaying horsemanship since time immemorial, a tradition which has continued to be cherished and sustained by the successive Shehus of Borno. This beautiful and captivating cultural performance was, however, put on hold for about a decade due to security challenges which had affected every facet of life, including cultural practices. With the return of peace, Shehu Abubakar ibn Umar Garba El-Kanemi revived the age-long tradition, and since then it is being held to commemorate Salah festivities. It has been the practice, Shehu Abubakar ibn Umar Garba El Kanemi led the Durbar, whose contingent had the most decorated horses, with some of them being mounted by members of the royal family. Shehu's contingent was closely followed by that of Waziri of Borno, Mukhtar Yerima Mustafa, while district heads in Borno Emirate took turns to showcase horsemanship, and by so doing, they also affirmed loyalty to the royal father. Shehu Abubakar ibn Umar Garba El Kanemi used the occasion to call on the citizens to participate in the forthcoming census, among others.
I call on you to put off electric appliances in your shops and marketplace to avert fire disaster, disease from bush burning, and I enjoin you to plant more trees to control desert encroachment.
Prominent sons of Borno throw more light on the place of Durbar in Borno's cultural heritage.
Durbar is both a ceremonial and military activity in the history of Kanem Borno, because in those days, the Mais needed a strong military force, formidable military force, to protect their lands from encroachment, and they also need a formidable army for expansion.
This year's Eid al-Fitr saw a large number of contingents from other districts, with the contingent of His Eminence the Shehu and that of the Waziri. So this is a tradition which is part of our life and culture of the people of Borno, horses and horsemanship.
Certainly, history of Borno cannot be completed without mentioning Durbar.
Spectacular event. It shows that we have a lot to give to the world. Now, when it comes to culture, Kano is the place to be. How else would you describe the rhythm and flamboyant regalia of royalty put on display at this year's Hawan Dushe Doba, staged by Emir Aminu Ado Bayero to commemorate the Eid al-Fitr Salah celebrations? Aminu Umar reports that this spectacular show of cultural force is simply compelling and a delight to watch.
Historical Renaissance show of culture and tradition. This best describes the occasion of Hawandaushe in the ancient city of Kano, staged by the 15th Fulani Emir of Kano, Aminu Ado Bayero. Hawandaushe in Kano was said to have originated in 14th century during the reign of Emir Muhammad Rumfa in honor of his security aide in the name Daushe, who missed the Salah Day event owing to sickness. Since then, it was made to be a tradition observed by the emirs. As in every Hawandaushe, the Emir Aminu Ado Bayero, with the title holders, contingents, palace guards, and aides, dress elegantly. The Daba terminates at the Emir's palace, with Makaman Kano as the first to arrive, as all the title holders await the arrival of the Emir to renew their allegiance. The Emir uniquely presents himself for the first time in a golden-colored armored dress, to the admiration of spectators.
Each of the traditional rulers, that is the Hakimis, who are the district heads, will come and pay homage to the Emir.
Nigeria is an extremely diverse country, and Spain is also very diverse. And we can work together in finding ways to make diversity enrich all of us.
A landmark event for Nigeria, so it is, and they should be promoted more and more. Like from myself, only for I work with my colleagues here, I probably wouldn't hear about it too much where I come from in the West.
Kind of bring people together from the diverse background, you know, and it's also encourage friendship.
See the younger ones, see the girls, beautiful, all are dressed in beautiful manners, just to come and respect and pay homage to His Royal Highness.
Wherever I am in this, let me say in this country, I have to make sure that I present myself, I participate fully.
Today it was fun, alhamdulillah.
Hawan Daushe. For those coming for the first time, it is a cultural show to behold.
Great festivities. Now, Hawan Bariki Salah Dobra is an avenue for various ethnic groups and nationalities residing in Dutse to come together to celebrate with the host community in the spirit of Salah. This, the new emir of Dutse, Hamin Nuhu Muhammad Sanusi, emphasized must be sustained for the development of the country. Mohammed Askira reports that Hawan Barike is an annual horse procession led by the emir to pay homage to the governor on the second day of the Eid al-Fitr celebration.
Showmanship, color, frills, and the arts of horsemanship are some of the attributes of Salah Durbar, known as Hawan Bariki in the Dutse Emirate. This year was no different, as the new emir of Dutse, Hamim Nuhu Muhammad Sunusi, led hundreds of horse riders from his Garu Palace to the Durbar ground in the heart of the city to pay homage to the state governor Muhammadu Badru Abubakar, represented by the governor-elect Umar Namadi.
I urge you to continue to pray for peace, unity among our people in the state and Nigeria as a whole. I come with my people here to pay a homage on you and to tell you that we will continue to pray for this country to succeed.
It is also an occasion used in paying homage and reaffirming loyalty by the district heads and other chieftaincy title holders, as well as leaders of non-indigenous tribes residing in the emirate, to the emir and the governor. The Durbar also serves to unite the people, bringing them closer to the authorities and allowing them to listen to policy statements firsthand while the event lasts.
This celebration always shows the unity of Nigeria. And since we started it in Jigawa State, it has been bringing the peoples, all the tribes, the non-indigenous and indigenous together.
Dutse is the place to live, peaceful place among the whole state in Nigeria.
So my advice to the incoming leader is to maintain the peace that has kept us here.
Different tribes will live in peace. We understand ourselves.
Perhaps this tradition has remained an interesting one as people travel long distances just to catch a glimpse of culture at its best. Procession of fully dressed horses in splendid colorful attire is usually on display as drummers, trumpeters, skilled archers, king guards reenact warlike situation. This, according to the palace historian, is a way of showing the strength of the emirate in cultural preservation.
Celebrating culture has a way of uniting people and bringing all ethnic groups together, and this is commendable. Very lovely. Now, still on festivities, festive periods is a time of merriment. It is also an opportunity to give special attention to loved ones, share food and gifts, particularly to the needy, to give them a sense of belonging. In that respect, orphans and other victims of insurgency being rehabilitated by the Borno state government were not left out in the Salah fun. Pauline Kujevana captured the celebration galore for those hopeful for a new life.
Giving hope and sense of belonging to the orphans and less privileged people, especially those affected by the insurgency during Salah festivities. Humanitarian actor and Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Development, Borno State, Zuwaira Gambo, has been impacting and lifting lives from trenches through her humanitarian foundation and position in government with the orphans and other victims of insurgency enjoying Salah get-together. It was really a moment of joy, feeling loved, especially those orphaned by the insurgency, as they now participate in the merriment like every other child. Some of the orphans and victims of the insurgency expressed delight for being part of the Salah celebrations and thanked the state government.
Zuwaira has been clothing and feeding us and our children. We thank her for that.
We thank God today we celebrate Salah without any problem, and we thank God. We are very happy, because even now we are dancing.
We appreciate how the government is taking care of us, especially during Salah periods.
We have fatherly care from the governor and Sheikh of Borno.
Interestingly, entertaining and catchy was the dancing steps of a woman who joined the camp recently after escaping from the den of the Boko Haram.
We have a very compassionate governor and a very, very equally compassionate wife of the governor. The two of them combined with the commitment and dedication of the staff of the Ministry of Women Affairs have made it consistent for us to give hope to these children.
She's really a mother. I think this has been on for the past years that she has been in office. And she makes sure that she touches the life of the children.
It's a sign of love and unity, sign of being part of them, so that one will know what it means to have people like this around you.
No doubt, this will give the children hope and confidence for a better tomorrow.
It is good that we're carrying everyone along. Lovely. And special thanks to the wife of the governor of Borno State. You know, women will have a touch in everything. We'll take a break. More interesting features when we return. Stay tuned.
OVMA.
Oh, I wish you were here.
I'm always with you.
But it's not the same without you.
MTN 5G's amazing technology will change how we experience life and the internet. Get ready to encounter the incredible, and remember, no be juju, na MTN 5G.
In the heat of the summer, Okada seats feel like hot plates, and Danfo buses feel like extremely hot ovens. Walking on the road feels like walking on hot coals.
How do I cope with this heat?
And how do I cope with that bad odor?
By staying 5 degrees cooler.
Body odor is caused by germs, and on hot days, the sweating and the odor are more. That's why you need to get the new improved Dettol Cool Soap, which offers up to 5 degrees instant cooling sensation and protects you from 99.9% odor-causing germs. Dettol 5-Degree Cool Soap is endorsed by the Nigerian Medical Association.
Great meals have a way of bringing out a different side of us. This is what happens when meals are seasoned with the mouth-watering original meaty flavor of Royco. We call it the Royco effect. Royco, for the original taste and aroma.
Looking fresh for your date? Get even fresher with Close Up. New Close Up Triple Fresh formula. It cleans deeply, fights 99% of bacteria, and cools intensely, keeping you protected and fresh.
Protected and fresh. Protected and fresh.
Let's take a picture.
Protected and fresh.
Still fresh, still protected.
Feeling cool and protected.
All day confidence to get close.
Oh, yeah, take it close up, short to close.
New Close Up Triple Fresh formula.
New Nivea Dry Deodorant. With 72-hour reliable odor protection from Dual Effect formula. for a dry and fresh skin feeling. Feel dry, fresh, and confident every day.
Good morning, Nigeria. Year after year, they have informed, educated, and entertained us. When you needed information, knowledge, or an escape.
From generation to generation, the Nigerian broadcasting industry has worked tirelessly to serve you.
And now, this service will finally be recognized.
Come May 17th this year, broadcasters all over Nigeria will gather at a hotel and suites for the maiden edition of the Nigerian Broadcasting Awards, an award ceremony set to reward hard work and excellence in the broadcast media. Voting starts on 20th April and ends on 4th May 2023. Visit www.tnbawards.ng to vote now. They've served and they're still serving. It's time we say thank you. This award is organized by the Broadcasting Organizations of Nigeria, Bonn.
Thanks for staying there. Now, the road to stardom for some may be rough and tedious. But for Gbenga Ezekiel, a senior secondary school student from Ondo State, the determination to make a mark in life has earned him a world record in an uncommon game. Kemi Idowu will tell us about the student of Ijapo High School, Akure, who at 16 is the Guinness World Record holder for the most skips in a minute on a leg.
The youngster Gbenga Ezekiel was declared first Ondo State-born athlete to set a Guinness World Record since the creation of the state in 1976. He successfully erased the record of Rasa Islam of Bangladesh with 262 skip in 1 minute and set a new record with 265 skip on one leg.
Stop! We just discovered him in 2021, October 2021, when we held the inter-school rope skipping championship. Although his performance at that time was not too good, but after the competition, he came up to tell me that he would like to receive some personal training. I saw the determination in him and the commitment to training and the discipline. Then I had to take him up.
Gbenga Ezekiel shared his experience on how he came to limelight.
I started rope skipping in November 2021 before the inter-school rope skipping championship. I like the sport because the sport is not common in the whole world. Even in Nigeria, the sport is not common.
For the young Gbenga, the road to stardom in sports, though painstaking, but never affected his academic pursuits in life.
School has provided the sports materials and the sports wear for him. Then we encourage him to be visiting the coach very often so that he'll be able to perform excellently.
Ondo State's government believe the likes of Gbenga abound in the states.
Gbenga is a pride to us in Ondo State, and we are expecting more of him to come up. I want to appreciate the coach for the good job he's doing. Today, I'm happy because he has demonstrated skill, commitment, and apart from this guy, Gbenga, he has other athletes who are also doing brilliantly well. We're expecting that we are going to have more of them in Ondo State.
16-year-old Gbenga Ezekiel, with the zeal and determination that earned him the world record, is full of high hopes in becoming a renowned rope skipper from the Sunshine State.
I see myself to be outside the country like China, Bangladesh, India. I expect to be the one of the world record holder in the nearest future and to be the international championship.
And this shows that you can shine from wherever you are with determination and focus. Congratulations, Ezekiel. Winners of various categories of promos carried out by foremost Nigeria telecommunication giant and digital service provider Globacom have received their prizes at the 2022 Globacom Dealers Appreciation Dinner held across the country. This is in continuation of the telecom company's resolve to continue expanding its reward mechanism for dealers and partners who have met the requirements for enjoying such benefits across the regions. Lynn Lineke, who witnessed one of such events in Lagos, put together the presentations from the zones in our next report.
These are Globacom business partners who have contributed positively to the growth and sustainability of the telecommunications sector for almost 20 years of touching lives. Latest winners drawn from Abuja, Port Harcourt, Kaduna, and Jos are now landlords, car owners, and recipients of household items.
I was fortunate to win one of the best, prize. So today as well, I thank God. I moved a bit further to at least to participate among the top winner.
It's been a rewarding venture partnering with being a partner of Globacom. Sincerely, it's a company that has fully fulfill its promises.
Those of us that we are successful have been, rewarded handsomely.
Excited. It's been a wonderful experience.
Globacom says it has more to give to its customers.
Promo is such that everybody can participate and win, even to the least dealer.
We believe that performance-based reward will further encourage you all to strive much more to meet the business goals of the company.
The company has not relented in its desire to make life comfortable for its subscribers across the 6 geopolitical zones of the country.
We will continue to build a cutting-edge network that ensures world-class service delivery to our subscribers.
Globacom, since coming on board, has continued to blaze the trail in the digital and telecommunications sector, a period which has witnessed transition from being a telecom service provider and technology company to galvanizing the country towards a digital future.
Now, standing by its promise, Devon King's cooking oil is already rewarding its esteemed customers with mouth-watering prizes in the Devon King's Mega Millionaire promo. Kende Adebisi, who was at the commencement of the weekly draw in Lagos, reports that the first millionaire has emerged.
Did you by any chance put in for the Devon King's Mega Millionaire promo?
Yeah. Me and my sister, we did something like that.
You and who?
My sister, she used my phone to send a code like that.
Your sister used your phone to send a code?
With just one entry into the Devon King's Mega Millionaire promo, fortune smiled on furniture maker Emmanuel Iwoa as he becomes the first millionaire in the promo. He's one of the first set of 20 winners in the weekly draw.
I need to let you know that your sister, in conjunction with yourself, because both of you used the phone together, they used your phone. You didn't know about it. She used your phone. Your sister has just won 1 million naira in the Devon King's Mega Millionaire promo. Wow.
For PZ Wilma, makers of Devon King's cooking oil, the campaign is a way of appreciating their consumers for their continued support and loyalty to the brand.
Brought a promo that offered cash prize to consumers, and we can see the response, and it's very exciting to go on this journey with the consumers.
1 week gone in the 6 weeks long promo, Devon King's cooking oil is determined to make more Nigerians millionaires.
As long as you're buying the 1 liters and 2 liters Devon King's cooking oil, scratch the panel and then capital letters King's space the code underneath the panel to 8011, and you stand the chance to be a millionaire for the week.
with more winners expected to be announced in a weekly draw. The Pan-African Devon Kings Mega Millionaire Promo, which will run for 6 weeks from April 11, 2023 to May 26, 2023, allows consumers to participate using multiple entries in order to win lots of amazing prizes as well as airtime.
You can be next. Now to a humanitarian initiative. Ikuru Town is one of the communities in Andoni local government area of Rivers State where access to medical services is still a challenge to the inhabitants. This informed the free medical outreach organized by the Obi Lulu Briggs Foundation in the area, where 5,000 men, women, and children benefited from various medical services, including 132 surgeries. 780 eyeglasses were issued to the needy as well. Let's join Kingsley Amajiri, who was there, as he brings us details.
Ikuru Town is one of the communities in Andoni local government area where access to medical services is still a challenge to the inhabitants.
For instance, in this community today, if a child wants to put to bed or you have anything to do, they have to rush you to Bori. It's not fair.
This informed the rationale behind this large turnout by the people to maximize this unique opportunity provided by Obi Lulu Briggs Foundation. It is on record that Obi Lulu Briggs Foundation has passionately continued to pursue its vision of meeting the medical needs of less privileged patients across the Niger Delta region.
Our free medical missions routinely step in the gap, providing welcome respite to those who cannot afford to pay out of pocket to address their illnesses.
The program complements government efforts at meeting the SDG number 3. She says the foundation is also promoting health awareness to dispel myths and misconceptions about prevalent diseases towards preventive health care.
In the first 2 days alone, our records show that in this free medical mission, our doctors and surgeons have performed 53 surgeries and over 1,600 patients attended our various clinics.
The testimonies of beneficiaries of this health care program brings to the fore the positive impact of Obi Lulu Briggs' humanitarian gesture.
My husband had glaucoma. He cannot identify somebody when you are a bit far from him. But now he has been operated on the eyes.
I am one of the beneficiaries. These are my drugs.
My eye is clear. I will thank God on their behalf and pray for them.
What is more interesting is the spiritual benefit of this exercise beyond the physical well-being of the patients. For FIDA and the African Women Lawyers Association, Obi Lulu Briggs Foundation has shown empathy to the plight of the underprivileged, especially women and children.
FIDA Nigeria is particularly pleased to see the inclusion of maternal and child health services in this year's mission.
Since 2005, when Obi Lulu Briggs Foundation began this medical outreach, over 139,500 people in Akwa Ibom, Cross River, Rivers, and Bayelsa states have accessed high-quality medical services.
Initiatives like this should continue. Now, are you looking for Mr. Right? Do you have the strategy? You did not worry as NTA Star Times began preparation for a thrilling dating game show tagged Mr. Right. It follows the journey of eligible singles in search of perfect partners or a loving relationship. Adebola Brooklyn Sunday was at the auditioning of interested young Nigerians ready for the show.
It is obvious that there are many beautiful, smart, and successful singles still searching for a life partner. Finding a partner is an easy adventure, but the difficult parts amidst the game, they say, is finding a soulmate. How to help serious-minded singles meet and find their heartthrob is the reason NTA Star Times is rejuvenating the TV dating game show Season 2. As participants arrive, they are logged in by filling the auditioning form, after which they wait for their turn to face the panel. The response they gave became the determining factor for a yes or a no.
I just came, I walked in, I answered the questions, and here I am with the yes.
If actually I found Mr. Right, so I settled down with Mr. Right, everything aligns.
He said based on our conversation with him, what I've told them already, he thinks I'm not ready for the journey. Yeah.
The judges listed what they were looking for.
Composure, we were looking for use of language, and we were looking for willingness to be a part of the show.
Every relationship that breaks up, you want to blame it on the other person. So what this show is for is to see how people can meet people on trust, on sincerity.
The show, organizers say, will help attendees easily forget all of the bad memories once they found right person.
We are very committed to investing a lot on the local contents. And it's kind of Hello Mr. Right, a dating show, so love is always a very enjoyable and also eternal thing.
Some of them that might be leaving the house, that might not complete the house, would learn so many lessons. And in the real life, if they are out there, they'll be able to do the real thing. They'll be able to be truthful to themselves and do what is right.
The live TV dating show will have lucky contestants camped in Lagos State's southwest Nigeria for 13 weeks, where the winner will be selected by voting.
I can't wait for it to start. It will be very interesting to watch. To still in love, love they say has no barrier and place of expression. This is the case of the families of late Air Vice Marshal Stephen Hedima and architect Pattinson Bana. Although from Hong in Adamawa State, love took their children miles away from their home states to unite them in Abuja. The Lovebirds Air Force Squadron leader Samanda Hedima and Usaku Bana, a banker, have been united in wedlock. The colorful occasion attracted dignitaries from all over the country. Omenka Amarachuku has more.
To love and to cherish. To love and to cherish. Until we are parted by death.
With the vow of yes I do to each other before the watching eyes of all present, Usaku and Samanda committed themselves to the journey of holy matrimony. This is coming after the father of the bride hands over his daughter to the groom as his wife.
This is more than a gift.
The officiating minister, Group Captain Paul Oto, who stressed the need for laying a solid foundation on Christ for a lasting marriage, officially declares them husband and wife.
Our brother Samantha and sister Sabu, husband and wife.
Excitement rails the air as the joy of the couple and all present finds expression. But then the words of elders, those who have been in the journey, praise as tradition demands.
They need patience. Patience is what takes them through.
Pushing to them is to have a good life and a good understanding, love to each other.
From two different backgrounds, and they have to learn to live with each other, begin to learn to unlearn some things in their lives so that peace can reign in the home. And then things will go right.
With time, when they get to know each other, that love, that bond will become stronger. And I just wish them all that peace and love, joy and happiness.
And to the grand reception, the wedding party moves to celebrate a new home in the making.
I'm pretty much getting what I expected. That's having well-wishers, loved ones, family, and all here to celebrate with us our big day.
I feel very excited. I'm very happy I'm getting married to the man of my dreams.
With a grand military sword crossing, the couple performed their first symbolic assignment as husband and wife.
Celebrate them, ladies and gentlemen. Celebrate. Beautiful.
Drinks and dancing to different kinds of music capped the establishment of the new home.
Love is beautiful indeed, and we wish them the very best. And again, we just have to pay some bills. See you soon.
New Nivea Dry Deodorants. With 72-hour reliable odor protection from Dual Effect formula. For a dry and fresh skin feeling. Feel dry, fresh, and confident every day.
When times are tough, we know that as a mother, one thing you should never compromise on is your family's oral health, because they deserve the best. Oral-B all-round protection. It's great value. It protects your mouth from harmful bacteria and also protects you against tooth holes and gum problems which can lead to tooth loss. It strengthens your family's teeth and gives them all-round protection. So remember, protect their future. Oral-B for healthier, stronger teeth in just 1 week.
When life gets busy, you can always rely on GoTV to make things a little easier. Upgrade to the next package and we'll boost you to a higher package for free. GoTV. Love it.
How did I get here? It all started shortly after I graduated from MSTC, the Model Skills Training Center, with a certificate in ICT. I successfully developed a data management program that has been called the software of the future. Thanks to its success, everyone wants it. And as you can see, now everyone wants me. But I'm not alone. The skills training programs at MSTC are equipping young Nigerians to become the next big success story. Whether it's ICT, mechatronics, facility technology, electronics and computer networking, or culinary studies, a certificate at MSTC is the way of the future. And just like me, there he is. Everyone will want you to.
ITF, developing the nation's human resource.
Liberate our life. Let's talk about.
Oh, 1 second.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, boss. Men with the men. Seagram's Imperial Blue blended grain whiskey.
Welcome back. Call it a miraculous escape, one may not be wrong, as residents of Ogboloma in Bahrain Kingdom, Yenugua local government area of Bayelsa State cheated death following a rainstorm that wreaked havoc in the community. Several buildings and high-tension electric poles were destroyed by the rainstorm. The impact has left many displaced. Baratue Pire Awe will fill us in.
19th April 2023 will remain in the minds of the people of Ogboloma community for a very long time, as over 30 high-tension electric poles and houses were destroyed by a heavy rainstorm. Ogboloma, an oil-producing community in Bahrain Kingdom, Yenagoa Bayelsa State was left in devastation as residents were forced out of their homes and business premises caused by the level of damage.
Look, and I come, all the electric poles don't fall.
The people are apprehensive of the continued rainfall as their roofs are blown away by the natural disaster.
A lot of damage all over the place. So, and the high tension right now is on top of my zinc.
This is my life, my market, my bank, and the storm has destroyed everything. I have nothing to feed myself.
And nobody's entering. And the drawers that I have inside was filled with water because that rain nowhere to pack it to.
The only source of electricity supply to the community is impacted by the rainstorm.
It's too much for the community to bear. It's capital intensive, and it is only government and multinational that can come to the aid of the community at this point in time.
Very mysterious wind blow down to the extreme end of Ogboloma, destroy about 25 electrical poles, break them into two, and pieces so many houses.
Destroy so many things in the community. Please, we need government come and intervene in our community.
This one is my building. I built it just last year. I roofed it December. But like yesterday, the breeze have pulled off the whole roof. Everything is beyond repair. I cannot even take one wood.
Ogboloma community is in their need of speedy intervention by relevant agencies of government, as this will halt further sufferings of the people in the area.
Sad development. Please don't build under high tension. Thank God there was, we didn't have fatalities, but it's very dangerous to build under high tension, especially with the impact of climate change presenting weather events that are unpredictable. And we need to do a lot to also help people in that environment. The menace of jungle justice in Nigeria, which is not a new thing, is now on the increase. Recently in Akure, Ondo State, a 25-year-old man, Tope Olorunfemi, was beaten up and stoned to death by a mob that suspected him to be an internet fraudster. Although the deceased has been buried, his family members are demanding justice for the gruesome murder of the 35-year-old young man said to be a Uber driver. Toyi Batire has the story.
It was a dark day for the family of Olorunfemi living at Abuja, in Akure, as they woke up to the news of their son, late Tope Olorunfemi, being beaten and stoned to death by an irate mob and his Toyota car set ablaze after he allegedly crushed some road users to death and injured some others. The angry mob also claimed some fetish objects were found in his car.
My husband called me that it's Tope. So what is happening to Tope? I go there. Joka Sunday bus stop. I saw my son inside the blood. I said, Tope. She raised her head up. See, you see my eyes. I said, Tope, please, I called the elder brother. Dustin, help me to carry your brother. Some people did it. He said, if you carry it, they will blow my head.
I was just called that it's a bike man. But after I was just called just to call his parents, I was just called at Lagos that I should be coming because I'm in Lagos. I was not told he was dead. They just used like style those things that he was in coma. And when I just got to Akure, I was told he was born. But still, I can't lie, I can't get over it.
However, during a visit to the family house of the deceased at Abuja, in Akure, the environment was full of gloominess. The mother and the wife of the deceased, while lamenting their ordeal on the tragic death of Tope, maintained that he was an Uber driver in Lagos and not a fraudster, as alleged by the irate mob.
The government to stop jungle justice. It has killed a lot of people.
Judgment, really judgment.
Since the incident, the police have swung into action, leading to the arrest of 7 suspects in connection with the murder. 4 of them, said to be principal suspects, have been paraded before journalists at the state headquarters of the Ondo State Command in Akure.
Jungle justice is illegal. It is against the law. There is a reason why there is a police force. When there is an accident, our first focus should be how to rescue victims.
Meanwhile, the Ondo State government has read riot act to commercial motorcyclists on incessant face-off with other motorists as government frowns at jungle justice and reckless driving.
In Ondo State, anyone who does that, we will arrest them as soon as we find them milling around. But this is not to excuse even the recklessness on the part of some drivers too. Because there is no reason why anybody should kill.
Now talking about the law, what is the legal implication of jungle justice?
Jungle justice is something that the law discourages. Justice is not to one person. Justice is to 3 persons. Justice is to a victim. Justice is to the person accused. And justice is equally to the society.
Some residents of Akure have also condemned the act of jungle justice without recourse to the rule of law.
Though we have issues of the public trust for, our police force and security agencies, but that should not mean we take laws into our hands.
In fact, it is a discipline to those who are doing that thing.
In the meantime, Ondo State Police maintained that investigation will continue till all suspects connected with the case are arrested and prosecuted accordingly.
Please, you have no right to take laws into your hands. And like the expert said there, jungle justice is a crime. So you think you're dealing with a criminal, you yourself, you're a criminal for the act you're carrying out and will get into trouble. Please, let's be guided. It was the talk of the town when news filtered in that a point of sales POS operator based in Ilorin, Kwara State was arrested for failure to turn in 280 million naira erroneously transferred into his account. Raliat Ibrahim tells us more about the development.
80 million naira is said to have been erroneously transferred by a commercial bank into the account of a POS operator and recharge card seller identified as Rafiu Agbola of Ile-Akuji, Abayawo area of Ilorin. According to different sources who all refused to be interviewed on camera as a community meeting had allegedly been held, banning them from speaking to the press, Rafiu, in his 40s and a father of 2, had received the money about 6 months prior to his arrest. On getting to his family house, people were tight-lipped, as some even denied knowing him. The 280 million naira mistakenly transferred into his bank account is said to have been received in 2 installments. Firstly, he received 260 million naira in his POS online wallet account and another 20 million naira in his personal account. While these claims are yet to be verified as at the time of filing this report, one thing is certain: the suspect has been arrested.
The matter is not actually reported in Kwara State. Though the suspect, lives in Kwara, but it was like they came from First CID in Lagos. They only arrived there, arrived normally into command, and they took necessary documentation before going to pick him up. But the moment they picked him up, they took him back to Lagos.
This begs the question: what will you do if 280 million naira is mistakenly sent into your bank account?
280 million naira on my phone.
On your account, yes.
And I don't know who sent it.
What will you do?
At my age now, I'll wait now. I'll wait after 1 week. If anybody didn't show up, I can go and complain to police station.
I'll be so surprised. I'll be scared because, 280 million naira is a lot of money. I'll probably try to trace the money back, honestly.
I'll be patient at first. I will obviously ask for advice from family members on what to do about it. But probably for my own standing, I'll go to the bank and let them to know that I got this amount of money that I'm not expecting. Maybe they made a mistake from their own end. I'll try to correct things from there.
I received an alert that didn't specify it's from it's for a purpose or from a bank or from an individual. So I'll probably think it's from God.
Rafiu Agboola, an NCE holder, has been operating in this shop until his arrest on Monday, 17th of March 2023. While Rafiu's case is being determined by security operatives, many questions are left unanswered. For instance, how possible is it to mistakenly receive such a huge amount in a wallet account? We shall keep you updated as events unfold.
Errors can happen, so it's best if something like that happens to you, don't act like the last man that said he would think is God, a blessing from God. But get in touch with the bank or the police. The bank better. We'll take a break. Newsline continues shortly.
Men do not like overconfident women.
Don't touch me without my permission.
I'm a playful guy and I do get carried away sometimes.
You are selfish, manipulative, and you are a narcissist.
After all I've done for you.
What have you done for me?
You actually called me barren.
You know my mom doesn't know any better, right?
You say that now, but then when you see your mother, you start to act like you're deaf and dumb.
You were supposed to be more careful. I've been. Clearly not enough.
All I need to say about the second River Niger Bridge, 21 years ago, as I came onto this throne, it will normally take you 3 to 4 hours to cross the bridge. I mean, if you are going to Lagos, you spent almost half your time on the bridge. And you were stuck on the bridge before you came across from Asaba this morning. Now, could you imagine how the people of Onitsha and Asaba have endured such a situation for over 25, 30 years? This is reality. We cannot overestimate the importance of the second River Niger Bridge. To express appreciation to our President, Muhammadu Buhari, for being the vehicle for the execution of this monumental project.
Mommy, it is time for us to leave this place.
One of your earrings is missing.
No one will find it.
I'm not willing to take that chance.
Have a big plan, Mommy.
What do you want?
I want a senior position at the bank. If anything happens to me, go through the content of this envelope and check every single thing.
It's done. No one will ever find out the truth.
Welcome back. Most people cherish the favor of God in good times and oftentimes question God's ability to turn around their adversities. This lover of God, a peacemaker who hails from Abuja, Delta State, held on to God even when his sight was challenged. Ifeoma Okafor tells us more about this gem whose life was celebrated by the Abuja community as he was laid to rest.
The final journey of the late Fidelis Chukwuemeka Nwanze began with a requiem mass at St. Monica Catholic Church, Abuja. One may assume the church service is a priestly ordination because of the presence of the hierarchy of the Catholic Church. Others may not be wrong to call it a judicial assembly with the roll call of present and past judges of states. All thanks to two of his children, of whom one is a priest and another a justice of the High Court.
He is truthful to the core and he was ready to die for the truth.
He was always straightforward, very straightforward, and his son too had followed suit.
In a motorcade, the deceased was taken to his residence.
My husband, he's a nice man. I missed him a lot. I missed him. He used to call me D. D. If I tell him, see, don't you know I'm old now? I say, who told you you are old? It's me who will say you are not an old woman to me.
He is the pillar of our family.
For his children, He was an epitome of honesty and humility, with so much love to give.
My father is really a dad that one would like to have.
A loving, peaceful man, caring man. In fact, his peace personified. He was very prayerful. I pray that I will be like him and emulate him.
Others promised to keep the flame of his truthfulness burning.
What I would really miss in my dad is his kindly advice.
He's a good man. He's a man of peace.
He was very loving. He cared for everybody.
Earlier, an order of vigil mass was offered for the deceased. The late Fidelis Chukwuwike Nwanze was a Knight of St. Molumba in the Catholic Church. Guests were later entertained by the family.
May his dear soul rest in peace. I mean, living up to the 90s, he will surely rest in peace. Now, this is where we'll end today's edition of Newsline. Thank you for being a part of it. Join us again Sunday next week, and we will have other interesting stories for you. Good night, and God bless Nigeria.
There's the start and get. Promises to Shara. Winds up that left hand.
Archbishop of basketball, goal! He hung on that net like a stalk up a tree.
NTA Sports 24 brings you all sports, all time and all day. Tune in to watch NTA Sports 24 on Star Times Channel 270, Star Sat on Channel 434 and Free TV on Channel 731. NTA Sports 24, where sports thrive.
Information is power. Everyone wants power. So feel powerful with the NTA News mobile app, the one-stop information center. Real news at your fingertip. Be the first to report by uploading first-hand information on the U-Report link, and be the first to know by simply clicking on any of the links on the sidebar for headlines, domestic and foreign news, economy, security, politics, sports, and more. Stream live on your smartphone and tablets and stay connected. It's pretty easy. Simply download NTA News app from your Google Play Store and you're good to go. NTA News mobile app, your access to real-time information.
We all have stories to tell.
The small boy kicked me to open fire on me, so I said, okay, you can cut the right hand. So that's for how my right hand was cut off.
He's working with Clushy with which year that it was that guy, no, he's not an ordinary eye. No, he's not an eye. Do you use marry his wife?
It all depends on how I handle my story and how you're able to handle your own story.
It is what you decide in your mind that determines you, not your situation.
I don't hear well, but one thing is, we are better together.
Dushma, Lucy, Pius,
Welcome to Against All Odds on the Nigerian Television Authority, a program that brings to your doorstep the lives of persons with disability.
This is the network service of the NTA.
Hello and welcome. I am Cyril Stover. Now, with the elections over, attention turns to the numerous tasks of building a progressive country on all fronts. Now, of concern to many is the effective management of the nation's resources, the development of its human capital, and other issues, not the least education. My guest is a professor of accounting and finance. He is a former Vice Chancellor, Nasarawa State University, a former President of the Association of National Accountants of Nigeria, ANAN, and he is Chairman, Board of Trustees, ANAN University, Jos. Let's welcome Professor Muhammad Akaru Mainoma, MNI, as he joins me on One-on-One. Prof, thanks for being here.
Thank you very much.
Well, you are also a fellow of the Association of Certified Forensic Investigators and a fellow and member of council of the Chartered Institute of Taxation of Nigeria. Yeah. It's one of the numerous positions you hold, as well as being Deputy President, Association of Professional Bodies in Nigeria.
Yes,
well, all of these put you in a very, in very good stead to comment on all these challenges that this country has been having with regard to development of its manpower resources and its education. So let us start by looking at your background, first as a fellow of the Association of Certified Forensic Investigators. What do you do with that?
Basically, the major issues are that people find it difficult to present cases in courts, to make offenders to actually be penalized. So the association has come up to equip members on how to find evidence that can be presented in courts on financial issues that are proof to the level that whatever evidence you are going to, because when they say in criminal matters, you must prove beyond reasonable doubts. So the association has taken it upon itself to train members in such a way to provide that kind of evidence that is watertight, that nobody can question the validity of that kind of evidence. That is major function of the forensics.
But again, the matter of financial crime, that's really, really high on the numerous problems that this country has faced with a lot of its resources being pilfered by people in positions of authority. So has been a forensic investigator, do you have, has that helped in a very positive way to bring down these cases?
Yeah, definitely. You see, the idea is that once the professionals are allowed to carry out their duties, it is easy to get the source of the problem and try to address it. What we have been facing in this country is such that those that have the wherewithal, those that have the knowledge, do not have the opportunities to actually do what they know best. That is why the crime persists. That is why the issues remain unresolved. But once the professionals will be allowed to do their duties, you will find out that it is easy to determine if there is any pilfering. It is easy to determine where the source of money is coming from, how it is. But unfortunately, those to be engaged, you will find out that it is on the basis of who do you know, and it is not actually those that have the knowledge. if the matters will be presented to the association, to the professions, to say that bring those that will do this kind of duty, it will be easy to determine the matter from source. But if it is those that have the responsibility of managing resources that are allowed to pick anybody among the professionals to do the work might not be in the best that it ought to be. So, but if, assuming you have a case that somebody has taken away the government's money, then you approach a professional body and say that give us those that will do this. You will get the best from that kind of a situation. But where it is those that are involved that will now go and look for those that will do the investigation, definitely you will not get the kind of result you require.
All right. Well, Nigeria has just gone through another cycle of elections at various levels. And attention is going to turn to these individuals who have been given the mandate to manage the country's resources. Now, of concern has been the question of Nigeria's finances, whether the country can effectively develop given the resources at its disposal. But it's always been said that the tough part is how to manage the resources, and we hear every day that these resources are now scarce, and how you deploy them to the various areas that are needing attention.
Yeah. Our luck this time around is that we have someone that has gone through at the helm of affairs. For instance, when you're talking about management of resources, it is not just about disbursement. It is also about generating income. And Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu has the history of being the very first governor in Lagos that has increased the level of revenue available to the state. So we are hopeful that he could also use the same kind of magic to increase the volume of resources that Nigeria can actually utilize. As a matter of fact, what has been the major problem is that managers of resources do not look at the productive aspect of the resources. They look at what is available and disburse. But if you are a manager of resources, most importantly, the planning of how to generate income is as critical as how to disburse the income in the best of tradition. So our major preoccupation should be how to raise the money, as in they say in common parlance, how to bake the cake first before taking off sharing the cake. So, and our luck is, like I have said at the beginning, Asiwaju Ahmed Tinubu has done it in Lagos before. He has increased more than 10 times the revenue base of Lagos. And he has also assembled human resource that can also assist towards the managing the resources. So you'll find out that if we have that kind of experience in a larger scale in Nigeria today, Nigeria will be better for it.
Well, you speak about generating revenue and increasing the amount of money that comes into the state's coffers. But a lot of people will say this may lead to increase in taxes and taxation. You are a fellow of the Chartered Institute of Taxation of Nigeria, and there's a layman's belief that Nigerians are an overtaxed people. Do you agree with that?
Yes, to a very large extent. What people don't appreciate is that you can either increase volume of resources at your disposal through increasing the number of people that contribute, or remain within a short volume and increase the amount they pay. So it can be either horizontal increase or vertical increase. So, but what those of us that are in the field, that is what we call increase in the net. If you bring in more people to contribute, you may find that at the end of the day, the contributions might be lower. But if you allow a few people to contribute, then the contribution they are going to make as per individual will have to be higher in order to increase the quantum of resources. So what, for those that understand resource management, financial resource management, what they will try to do is to increase the base. So that at the end of the day, what you are paying as an individual does not actually increase. It might even reduce, but on a whole, what we are going to get as resources for the nation will then be increased. For instance, if you have the total people paying tax to be 1 million people, and you are able to generate 1 billion, that's about 1,000 per head if you are going to. If you are able to generate, say, 200 million people to pay, you find out that even if it is at just half of what they were paying before, you will still have 5 times what the volume is. So it is not about increasing individual pay, but it is about widening the volume of people that are paying. And there are a lot of ways that you can do it. And people will easily get paying without even knowing. For instance, if you direct yourself more to what they call the one that is not direct payment, that is indirect taxes, you find out that it is the higher you are able to consume, that is how you are able to pay the tax. So, and that way, you find out that the person paying may not even know that he's paying any tax. And that will increase the volume of income that you are generating. But if you are going to leave it on the fact that it is only those that are generating salary that are paying taxes, then at the end of the day, you find out that you may not have what is required.
Right, but Professor Wedoba, it's interesting you bring this up because there's a popular feeling that it is only those who are in paid public employment who have no choice about paying their taxes because taxes are deducted from source, who really are the ones who pay, which you might call minimal. But you do have a range of people who are into businesses in the private sector who, it's believed, pay little or no tax. And there have been issues raised about people whose lifestyle clearly indicates ostentation. And yet, you wonder how much those people pay, as in taxes. Nobody talks about that.
Yeah, that is actually where the focus of governance is supposed to be in terms of generating income. Allow those that have minimal income, don't bother about them. Go to those that have maximum income.